Welcome to the center of light, where my aim is to always be clear. And now it's time to get real clear. Tonight's presentation is Center of Light, Phoenix, Transformation, Trial by Fire. It's good to see you. I'm hoping this side, with the comments work tonight. I had to redo some things. Technology. I have a very big presentation for you tonight. What's happening in the world? It's not about what's happening in the world. This is a reference point. A place to see but most important, aha. Right? That's what we're talking about tonight. Center of Light, Phoenix, Transformation, Trial by Fire. Oh my God, speaking of fire, my house is on fire. The opening dialogue with the music behind it, the vessel session I had right after the first of the year, actually before the first of the year. This was shortly after the Notre Dame Cathedral was on fire. It applies to now. The world is lighting up. Look around. Are you lighting up? Look within. It requires you. It needs you. But that is not most accurate. It is important. So we're not going to trivialize the beauty of the world. But instead, we're going to talk about the miraculous beauty of you and me and we. Many are already understanding what's happening. Good. Every time the system tries another ploy, we get it immediately. We're starting to see it. So basically, it's defeating itself. You really don't have to do anything except step back and watch. It doesn't mean you're detaching from the world and its beautiful thing that it is. It means you are detaching from what you think it is. And therefore, you can be of the most beneficial help, the greatest contribution. Center of Light, Phoenix, Transformation, Trial by Fire. Welcome everyone. Let's see who's here. Hello Heather. Hello Tony Meharry. Robert Harrison. My brother Sandwich. Melinda, Link, Sana, Anna, Dana, Christine, Gail, Trudy, Neil, Nori Love, Sana. I don't think this Facebook's going to work, so I'm going to turn it off. Jeff Ward. Let's see who's here in this capacity. Facebook's accurate tonight. Well, good for you, Mark Zuckerberg. You little squirrel. All right, let's get down to some beeswax. Beeswax. Check one more thing. Yeah, for whatever reasons, I had to upload my conversation with Facebook so I can see you on the screen. Obviously, it didn't take. I want to say hi to my brother, Tony Mahara. Tony says, wild couple of days here lately. Your take on it. Just curious. Tony, thank you. Thank you. I'm going to give you, it's obviously me, my take on it. But I did a lot of spiritual work around this all of my life. But today, about what's going on, to see something in a very different way of seeing it, because obviously our way of seeing it has not helped us one iota. And I understand getting upset. I do. I look around, or rather, as I look around, dear Lord, I feel within. As I look around, as we all look around, we feel within. So what is the truth? Is it the outside that's causing me to feel this way? Or is it because I feel this way and have been unconscious for so long, it's creating the outside and I'm just not aware of it fully yet? This is playing in the garden of forever, the garden of the soul, the garden of responsibility. When we become responsible having the ability to respond, we become available. God says, oh dear, well now you're stepping up. Now you're ready. Here's a little more power. Here's a little more intuition, because you're open now and responsibly you can handle it. All right. So this is what we're speaking about tonight. Hello, Thomas. What's up, Brahim Siemens? I want to thank you, Dana, for sharing. I want to share a couple things with you that came to me here tonight. Tonight we're going to be speaking about everything of fire and sun. Come, see, reflect. You want information? Oh, I got tons of it. Probably more than you'll ever need. You want knowledge? I'll tell you what changed me. You want wisdom? I'll tell you my life story. You want the truth and a miracle? Look in the mirror. There is no harvesting a dying political field, for it is a heavily weeded farce. The hope for a fruitful world by tilling the same nutrient-deficient soil inside of a dark box will always leave your crop to die on the vine, because the light is not being allowed in, and therefore able to stimulate growth in your sprouts to a full-grown human plant life. Being a spiritual agriculturalist, I have learned that when one chooses to step out of that field, one is then able to tend to what is growing naturally. I'm not focused on the weed. I'm focused on the plant. In fact, I'm planted in myself, focused, steadfast, devoted, and diligently on the plant. I am the plant. In this field, we should plant new seed choices into our new clarity soil, which from the beauty of a unified humanity can blossom. I am starting a new religion. No, I'm not. I'm starting a movement that when one, I promise you, chooses to do, implement, live, integrate religiously, one will have the capacity to see what I have been offering for a very, very long time about the nonsense that was prophesied many years ago in many scriptural books, as well as the divine principle in 1996. And this is all happening right now. So here's the new movement. When you are inspired, each person you pass the torch of wisdom to becomes a part of your spiritual favor, because the fire initially came through you. Every time your torch gets passed by others to others, even further, and your light, which was shining in one person, now engulfs everything. In this unity of consciousness, we are all divine, re-establishing the ancient church of Yah Nava, those three letters right there. Yanava. It's the ancient sacred seed syllables of every one soul. Ya, heart, God, will, power, fire, passion. Not the mind, clear, when it's clear, and not ooh, ooh, ah, ah, ooh, ooh, ooh. But I was taught that's not what it is. Clarity means I have no understanding of anything. I am just present and allowing myself to be a channel for peace, however it chooses to morph itself, because God is changing all the time. That's the one thing that never changes. And Va is the backbone. Here's the ancient church. Tony says, amen, brother. My wife and I are thinking about moving to Montana. Tony, I think that is such a beautiful thing. Idaho or Wyoming, as far off the grid and away from people I can get. I know what you mean when you say that. I know that you're not anti-people person. I know what you're saying. I do. I need peace and I just can't get it here. Hey, bro, I get it. God bless you, bro. Hello, Cheryl. Continuing forth with reestablishing the ancient church, the one before any religion, the one before any church, the one before everything. This is the declaration of the new divine establishment mantra mission statement. You can say this every day. I'll send it to you. It's Christian to the hilt, plus a little more. It's Buddhist to the hilt, plus a little more, so forth and so on. The point is, this is very integral when you begin to initiate and integrate and graduate into the divine principle and become the very anchor of heaven on earth yourself, the prophecy of Jesus Christ. I am the way, the truth, the hope, and the light. Vertical plane comes down. He was also nailed to a horizontal plane going across. And where do they intersect? Right here. Heaven on earth is in the heart, in the cosmic womb, in the Stargate. Here is the declaration of the new establishment mantra mission statement. I am a soul of divine light here in this planet to use my God-given abilities for peace and unity as an anchor for the prophecy of heaven on earth. Hello, Jenny. I am that which is and will always be. My intent is to be conscious every moment, placing my feet on the path toward the kingdom of my divine birthright. Wow, that hit me hard. It is my birthright of which I now claim. Where I am from, where you are from, there is no blame, shame, nor game, as I am the sole provider of my infinite experience. No person, place, or thing can affect me in my essence. I am invincible. My will is to forever move inward, which is upward, which is forward, which is toward the great central sun, S-U-N, the great central sun, S-O-N. I am that sun, S-U-N. I am that sun, S-O-N, or daughter. And because I give warmth and light to everything, I can never die. I am eternal. My divine principal parent is calling me homeward, and I must go. As I have patiently and powerfully taken steps for eons, I now find myself standing before the garden gate. With every breath, I cross the threshold and into the kingdom of forever. At last, I am at peace, for I am a child of the infinite light, and so it is. Amen. Hello, Jenny. Hello, Nancy. Hello, Linda. Let me see who is here in this regard. All right, let's keep moving forth. Let's keep moving inward, which brings us upward, which brings us forward, toward at least this goal tonight in this presentation. Center of light, Phoenix. Transformation, trial by fire. The world is on fire. People are on fire. They're passionate about setting things on fire. The world is on fire. Moving forward. It is going to require all of us. Hello, Nancy. Thank you. Hello, Jody. Hello, Carolyn. It's going to require all of us to get this idea, this model. The models that we have been using before, obviously, doesn't work. Here's a new model that I hope you model. You have to want it. But in the wanting of something doesn't always require an effort, a struggle, a might, a strain, as if there's a physical something to do. It could be something as simple as just shifting. This is what I think things are, and this is what I've been taught, to simply wanting to do. See you later. Now, in your new stepping does not mean that you exclude your old model. It means you are canceling out and tossing away the nonsense, the dogma surrounding the old model. Hello, Nuri Love. Moving forward, this is where it's going to get a little awkward. Awkward is necessary. I'll tell you why. When we're comfortable, we get complacent. So awkward is truth. Kicks you out of line a little bit. Says, how you like me now? I love you so much, I'm trying to help you expand. Because you have not chose those steps for yourself. So, because you've come here to earth to live this life, when you swore to me, us, to yourself, that you're going to do said thing, it's okay. You might be sleeping. It's not your fault. but it is your responsibility. So you wake up a little bit. And to wake up a little bit, you have to see things differently than you've always seen it. Listen, I get upset. I get moved. I get this and that when I look outside into the world and I see the knuckle-headed, monkey-minded nonsense like everyone else. So now what do we do? The question becomes, okay, I see that. So now what? So the question is, now what? It's always now what? Here we go. Trial by fire. Where we are right now. Oh my God, I love it so much. Where we are right now. Hello, Terry. Can be considered a battle for your emotional state. They already got your mental state. When I say they, it's not a negative affirmation that someone's got you by the boo-boo. What I'm saying is the system, the they, it has all of us to some degree. Because if it didn't, we would all be living in absolute bliss. So it has us all to some degree. They've done it with beliefs. We have to take responsibility. We've chosen to believe such things. They already got your mind. Many of us are awakening from that mental aspect. But it still got your mind. Because the world still hurts you as you play in the garden of the earth. And it should, to a degree. Then it becomes self-infliction, self-induced suffering. By being so empathetic and so compassionate about something that we lose sight of our own empathy and own compassion, that we get lost in the nonsense. They came for your mind, and they got it. Many people are launching themselves out of that aspect. Congrats. Now they want your emotions. Next, they're coming for your body. Hello, vaccination. It's the next phase. After wanting your emotion, because they threw the fishing lure of the mind into the ocean, and like a fish, beyond a wish you never thought you'd chosen, you bit it. This is reality. This is what God is. There's a devil, politics, this, that, the other, this, that. All these things, it's just noise. It's just static and noise on every possible level in every sensory input object that we have. Smell, taste, sound, feel, all these things. Being sentient, being spiritual. There was a big wedge placed, we've all chosen it, placed between you and the original sin, the ultimate mistake, thinking that we are separated from God. If you were separated from God, you cannot exist. It would be arrogant to think otherwise, that I cannot be attached to divine parent because I got it under control. I can do it myself. You don't have anything under control. In fact, it's lack of control that causes our quandary. So as we continue to move forth, tonight is Center of Light Phoenix Transformation Trial by Fire. They came for your mind and they've captured it. Now they're coming for your emotions. Next, they're coming for your body. They want to make you an AI nanobot machine. Hello, Missy. Hello, Lori Scott. Oh my gosh, she's been forever in a sandwich. Let the ugliness, not the people. Hello, Ignacio. Hello, Vesna. Let the ugliness, not the people, the ugliness, fight it out amongst themselves. Even those people who are serving, protecting, and all that. I don't mean the people. I mean, let the ugly fight itself out. Then, all that will remain is the meek. Stay out of it. I'm not saying involve yourself when you feel you need to, driven by the heart, not by the belief, the mind, because your mind has already been compromised. And you can tell when your mind has found some freedom, and you can use the outside of what's happening to determine how far in the measurement stick you are dwelling. by how much you are not affected or infected by the Rona, because Corona is not a virus. Hear me. Corona is not a virus. Corona is a time period. What started it all? This. And that led to this. And that led to this. So Corona actually means crown. We're all moving into the crown towards God. As we meditate upon the enigma of God, we're going to have to re-examine what we think divine to be. If we knew it all, we would not be in this quandary. So there's something else. There's always something more. George Soros. I want you to chew on that. This is truly an experiment, a lesson, a blessing. And I'm not messing about. I want you to think about George Soros. Call him up into your consciousness. Think about it. Think about his face, his agenda, what he wants from you. Oh my God. Think about George Soros and how it actually inflames you. I understand. Now what? Blame, 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 shame, 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 game, game, game. Same, same, same. Same, 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 same. George Soros. He is a wicked man. That is a fact. But that same George Soros and all those other players are truly teachers. Let me read you this. See how you feel about OGS after. This was vesseled this morning when I went to all day actually meditation as I move about my day. With this, I don't ask questions of spirit. I don't say, please, please. I did that when I wrote the Divine Principle. It's just me. I live in a state of, I'm a walking question mark. And this is what I retrieved today. They got your mind. They want your emotions. Then they come for your body. Because once your mind allows you to go into the world and go, oh my God, now it becomes a very emotional experience, does it not? Do you feel mad? Do you feel sad? Those are beautiful qualities until they're no longer usable. Then they come in to vax your ass. Hello, Patrick. George Soros is a great spiritual teacher. Listen to me. We must begin to see this play that way. It's the only way. It has been prophesied long ago. These are the players of the game, and this game was designed just for you here and now. Let me read that again. George Soros is a great spiritual teacher. We must begin to see this play this way. It's the only way. It has been prophesied long ago. These are the players of the game, and this game was designed just for you here and now. You may go, well, I don't like that idea. Okay, that's okay. God bless you. I love you. Look out in your world. How do you feel about it? So is your current way of seeing, being, is it at all freeing to you? If not, there has to be another way. Now what? So no one's asking you to step into hellfire. But trust me when I tell you, you will be walking trial by fire. And it may feel like hell to you. But are you willing to walk through hell to reach the divine? Jesus did it. He did say, follow me, I am the way. I will walk beside you at every moment and guide you through hell. What do you think's happening on earth right now? Hell is on earth. It's alive and rocking. It's on fire. And for those who vibrate to the level of the fire will not get burned. They are called the meek. You have to become the fire. You have to become the divine fire to move higher than hellfire. Right now, hell is illumined on the earth. It's blazing everywhere. You have to be raising yourself to be nowhere. You don't want to be anywhere but right here, right now. Effulgent as 10,000 suns, lit up with the glory of your Creator. George Soros is a great spiritual teacher. He came here to teach you, this great lesson. Let me give you the definition of trial by fire. Can't argue with Webster's dictionary. It's the collective conscious agreement that we all understand what words mean. Words are powerful, but we're not telepathic yet. We were. When you die and you go to heaven and you have no physical mouth to speak to your loved ones, how do you think you communicate? Heaven and earth means bringing that here, that same gift, that telepathy. So let me share with you the definitions of trial by fire. It will paint a greater possibility of this lesson I am bringing forth. The word trial has a couple of meanings. Trial as in law. We know trial to be that which is of law. Someone's going to trial. Also as in a sample. Hello, Lynn. Trial as in sample. 30-day trial for free. Trial as in law. Trial as in I'll give you a 2-week sample. You can always cancel your subscription. Try it for a bit. See how you like it. Or see it as this thing is actually trying you. It's on your last nerve. You're being tried. It's testing you, giving you a taste. Here's the definition of trial by fire. George Soros is a great spiritual teacher. A test of one's abilities to perform well under pressure. As in finishing this boog list of chores in time for the wedding, the marriage between you and spirit is really a trial by fire. This expression alludes to the medieval practice of determining a person's guilt, is what's happening to the world right now because we are collectively self-induced guilt by having them undergo an ordeal such as walking barefoot through a fire. We just expanded out of the box. Trial by fire. Hellfire. What is hellfire? Hellfire is just a burn, a blister in your arm. Because where you going, fire does not burn. You are the fire. You're the divine fire. It's the very divine fire that illuminates everything in existence, sustains it, and forever will always. When you vibrate your consciousness, your heart, to the level of the Christ, to the level of the Buddha, to the level of anything that is beautiful that can ever mean something at all, there's nothing else. It's you. It's always been you. Do you think Jesus came here to die for himself? Why did Jesus die? Let's put it this way. Jesus didn't die. Why was he hung on the cross? Do you think it was for him? You know the answer. It was for you. So how important do you actually think you are? That the begotten Son, the Christed one, the Lamb, stop being a sheep. That time is over. 2,000 years over. Due. It's you. It's always been you. We just forgotten. And the long drop from grace, the high fall from grace, we chose it. We chose to come to this place hundreds of thousands of years ago to begin this conscious evolution process. Generation after generation after generation that brought us here now to the apex of, in fact, what is happening right now. Oh my God, listen to this. This is coming through me like a fire. What is happening right now is the apex of all creation. Want me to tell you about that? Humanity and the human being is the apex of creation. Any soul energy can aspire to anything, but it is only through human birth that God can be realized. So there's an infinite queue of souls waiting to become human. It is only through human birth that God can become anchored on the earth, hence the prophecy. This is an experiment. So not only is the human most important, this experience for the human, which has been prophesied, is the purpose of the human being. That's how important you are. Some people don't want to carry that cross. The burden is too much to bear. It's not a cross at all. The cross has been paid. The price has been paid. Put it down. Walk. Be with yourself. Love you. If you want to experience God's love for you, you have to love yourself. You will not experience any greater capacity of God beyond your love for yourself. You will not experience any capacity for God beyond the experience that you have of love for yourself. There is no other way. You can call it Christian, you can call it Buddha, you can call it eating an ice cream cone. You want to see God? Give a kid an ice cream cone. Belief does not exist in a kid licking an ice cream cone. They are so even far beyond thinking. They are passionately making love to this ice cream cone. And there's nothing else that can do it. They're just so enamored and so involved that it becomes a state of nirvana. George Soros is a great spiritual teacher. He's reflecting to us exactly what we are not, so we can find our own ice cream cone. Do you like Tutti Frutti? Do you like pistachio? Do you like walnut? Do you like chocolate? Do you like Neapolitan? Everyone is licking their ice cream cone. Some people chose erroneously. They don't like the brand they bought. Stop branding yourself to being a this or that. We take this hot brand and we brand ourselves. This is me. And this is what I do. And this is how I think. They already got how you think. Now they come for how you feel. Feel me? Then they come for your body. I don't blame, Lori Scott says, Hillary Clinton. I don't blame Hillary. I don't give a shit about Hillary. I have no interest in her. I know what she's up to as a person, but she's also a mirror and a teacher to say, how you like me now? And you say, I don't like you at all. And so what we do is take responsibility to keep looking at her and often validate to ourselves how much I really don't like her. Or we can simply turn ourselves to another place where we are always devoted to looking at something that's just simply beautiful. This is the game. This is how it's played. This is how the bed has been made. I don't like the same people you don't like. I don't like the same people you don't like. But I do get the valuability of their role in my life, in my experience. Because nothing will ever shake me. I get nervous like everyone else. But when it comes down, and I've lived many past lives where I have been in a trial by fire, and it's brought me transformation, as it is doing now in this life. Transformation. Get out of the noise. I get it. They threw you a fishing lure. What happened in Minnesota? I get it. I bite all the time. I want knowledge. I want to be caught up. I'm not being caught up. I'm being hunkered down. Being caught by God as the lure. I go up. I'm caught up. I don't need mainstream media. It is important and it can be used as a tool, provided that very tool does not grab you and make you a slave, and to where it launches you into being mad. Almost to the point of being mad at yourself violently. God dang it, I can't stand these people who are doing that. That is so detrimental to yourself. You're killing yourself. What you have no control over, you have no control over, so why worry? What you have control over, you have control over, so why worry? So control, or the fight for it, or keep it, becomes this narcissistic, self-important illusion. There has to be a better way, and obviously we don't get it. I get it, and I'm integrating it, and I'm moving into a level of graduation. How do I know that? I feel joy in my day, in my life, all the time. Very far and few in between do I feel not joyful. Joy is evidence of the presence of God. Now you know how to find your maker at last. Wherever you have no joy in your life, enter George Soros, Fauci, Gates, Clintons. We can blame, shame, and game all we want. How's that working for you? I realize it doesn't work. So I have to take care of me. I have to become the peace in the world that I want to see. Lord, make me a channel of your peace. It doesn't mean anything else. It doesn't mean Fauci. It doesn't mean the Clintons. It doesn't mean Epstein. It does, and I get it. I live very human, just like everybody else. But I'm striving for something. The journey of 1,000 years may take 1,000 years, but I'm stepping. I'm walking. And that first step is the first 500 steps. The other 500 steps is doing the work. What is the work? It sounds arduous, doesn't it? It's exactly what it isn't. It's exactly the opposite. You don't effort to live in the kingdom of forever. It's not a journey in the sense of a backpack and a hike up a 3-mile mountain. It may seem that way in your trial by fire. Do you want to acquire that which is higher? Inward is upward, which is forward and toward. The way out is in. The way out is in. You can see it like a glove. The glove has a sleeve. As it moves down the arm, it moves into the individual fingers. You, me, your mama, your daddy, your baby mama, your baby daddy, your cousin, your friend, your husband, your wife. So we think we're all individuals. But guess what? At the end of the glove, the reality stops. Because this is me. This is me. This is me. And this is me. So there's nothing else. So we automatically create division. There's this me of mine. And then there's the world. Sorry to tell you. Blame all you want. Be mad all you want. It doesn't work. But from this way, it becomes infinite. The mind is limited by its beliefs, which is out here. The heart, God, the cosmic womb, the stargate, the sacred heart, is infinite. The internal universe is infinite because the external universe is limited to your mind and what you believe and the intelligence of the mind, or rather the lack of. Where you don't know, go visit God. I don't know why this is happening. Beautiful question. Why is this happening? Furthermore, why is not important other than what can I do to be a vessel? And making that declaration, the why becomes encrypted, and the blessing and the grace of getting on your metaphorical or literal knees to say, I'm lost. Give me sight. Sight doesn't mean looking around the outside world trying to figure something that you can't figure out. You can't figure it out. You can only figure it in to the equation of yourself. And then you get sight. 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 Sight is not the eyes. The eyes see. Seeing is a way of taking in information. But it's important that we must look. Seek and ye shall find. This kingdom is not of this world. Doesn't mean you have to die. In fact, that's exactly what it doesn't mean. You don't have to die to go to heaven. Heaven is not a place, it's a space. You don't die to go to heaven. In fact, you have to live to go to heaven. You have to be in it. You have to live fully. Not just because, but my religion or my doctrine says, if I do a little bit too much of that and not enough of that, that's not living. That's slave mentality. You use your deity's message as a way to liberate yourself. The lamb has been sacrificed 2,000 years ago. But people are still going around sacrificing everything. Themselves, their lives, their families' lives, their property, their possessions. Try by fire. I'm going to tell you right here, right now, it's not a negative affirmation. As a vessel of spirit, you may not want to hear it. They got your mind. Get out of it while you can. Because now they're wanting your emotions. They want you to become emotionally invested in what you see. Guess what? Let me tell you how intelligent it is. It is so intelligent It will spin you in ways that you are working on not investing your emotions. So you better be on your game, because what's coming down the pike is going to move you off of your center. Go, oh my God, I thought the factions were bad? What is that? They will always throw a bigger and juicier carrot in front of your face. And if they got you with this small potatoes, these small crumbs, and they got you triggered, boogered, and bothered, you better hold on to your ass. It's not doom and gloom. It's loom and bloom. Looming as in weaving a tapestry, a conscious tapestry. The divine garment, if you will. And blooming into the effulgence of that beautiful flower. So the ploys that are coming is going to make your head spin. It's going to kick you in the balls. It's going to be a chop to your throat, a punch in the solar plexus, a slap across your face. If you make it personal, personally it will be. Hello, Andrea. Hello, Tracy. Hello, Vesna. My brother Tony says, like Keith said, it is inside, do not look outside. The noise is going to get louder with every intention to grab you and use your emotions to hook you, pull you out of the water, put you into the ice chest, take you home to cut you up and fry your ass. Trial by fire. When you become the fire, you will never get burnt. When you separate from the fire, the illusion of God being the truth, God is inherent in everything, even in the illusion, even in George Soros. Who you think is the real master behind all this? You take God out of the equation, George Soros, Gates, Fauci, Clinton, Hitler, none of this could possibly exist. Ooh, well, that's the truth. If God was to disappear, how could anything ever exist? Well, if that is truth, what does that make all the villains? When you achieve this level of enlightenment, all you see is a love and unfoldment. I'll explain that shortly. I'll go back to, I'm going to take a short pause, play a song. In fact, Andrea's here. I'm going to play some Andrea Forrest, my dear sister, my cosmic sister. I'm going to be back in 4 minutes. I'm going to read from the Divine Principle that'll help make this a little more tangible about seeing things in such a different way that you begin the liberation process from this nonsense. You feel joy, and people around you want a little more of what you got. Then you can pass the torch, and the world one by one becomes illuminated. There is no other way. Sounds arrogant, doesn't it? Arrogance is not arrogance when you're actually right. How do I know I'm right? Because I feel it inside of myself as joy. And I see it moving throughout the world as God wins its way through every beautiful soul. Only the chosen are the ones who are choosing it to feel that joy. That is the barometer. That is the North Star. I want to share that with you. Why? Because I love you. Here you go. Andrea. Everyone check out Andrea. Beautiful song. Why not? I'm looking for it. Song for peace. Make me a channel of your peace. Welcome back to Center of Light. Tonight we're speaking about things got mixed up. What is this? Let me try that. There we go. Trial by fire. Transformation. I'm going to tell you how to find it right now. I want to change the music right now. I'm trying to be cool and I missed it. Well, let me change it again. Hang on. I'm back. There we go. All right. I'm going to give you guys a big heads up. I'm going to read something from the Divine Principle. Of course, I'm going to ad-lib in between. Hello, Nancy Brogdon, Tiffany Bramble, Peter Coyle. Dagny, hello, beautiful Dagny. Robert asks, what is that hickey on my hand? It's called Brand New Kitty Cat. Boy, she is a joy. Evidence of the presence of God. All right, so now I'm going to read you some divine principle. I want to share with you, if you want to reach the garden, I'm not saying your life is not joyful. If you want to reach the garden, you have to watch the movie without getting involved. I'm not saying run away from the world and leave it to fend for itself. I'm talking about the you has to die. You have to die to live. When you become the vessel, the anchor for joy through this trial by fire, this phoenix that wants to rise on all of us, then we go through transformation. One by one. There is no other way. Let the ugliness fight itself out. I'm not talking about the people. People are beautiful. Even those ugly people. Hello, George Soros. Everyone is being shown something by Creator to say, I love you so beyond measure. If this is what it takes to move you to unite, then this is what it takes to move you to unite. So it's all purposeful. Excuse me, from the Divine Principle. I got the coffees. Coffees? Definition of trial by fire. Is this not applicable? A test of one's abilities to perform well under pressure, as in finishing the boog list of chores in time for the wedding of the divine parent, is really a trial by fire. This expression alludes to medieval practice of determining a person's guilt. Make no mistake about it, this is sort of what this is all about. By having them undergo an ordeal such as walking barefoot through fire. From the Divine Principle, my bestseller. Spirit says, since there is only one soul, me, and since everyone is a part of it, if one goes, we all go. And since I am forever, how can any part of me ever be destroyed? And I asked the question, well, how come, this was 1996, it applies to now. Well, how come when I look out into the world, I can see a lot of things being destroyed? 1996, what's up, Carl Laprousse? And I asked Spirit, well, how come when I look out into the world, I can see a lot of things being destroyed? Spirit says, you may call what you are seeing destruction, Keith, but I see it as change. When you come from love instead of fear, you too will be able to see the same restoration and newness in every moment. Because coming from love lets you see everything as something that can be built upon. Love is perception with no judgment. Love gives you the passion to quietly observe. Let the world do what it needs to do. You don't have to like it. I'm not asking you to lose your empathy or compassion for the world. I'm asking you to stop buying into the noise because they already have your mind. as to why you're buying into the noise, and it's bringing you to an emotional imbalanced state, because now they're coming for your emotions. Next, they're coming for your body. Hello, Bill Gates, spiritual teacher you are. Love gives you the passion to quietly observe. It's going to burn itself down and out. To quietly observe, rebuild, create, to expand instead of destroy. Since all things can and do rehabilitate, you really have no choice but to one day come home. Homecoming, Crossing the Bridge to the Soul, my new book coming out. And beloved, one day you shall. And I say, thank you for recognizing and reassuring me. And Spirit says, you have done some great work on yourself, Keith, and all. You have succeeded in eliminating a lot of surface issues and some deep-rooted ones as well. So do not be afraid to welcome true power into your life. Let me tell you why they're coming for your emotions. Good night, Carolyn. Hello, James Church. Hello, Joe. Let me tell you why they're coming for your emotions. Because your feeling base is your guide back to the kingdom. Ricky Vito. Your feeling base is your guide back to the kingdom. They came for your mind, they got it. They pulled you in with the Rona. I'm not saying none of this is real. The Rona can be real to whatever degree it is. The riots and the looting is real to whatever degree it is. But that is not the truth. So they came for your mind. They pulled us in. Now they're coming in for your emotions because we are emoting. It's like it hurts. I get it. Next they're coming for your body. They want to vax you. From the core of your being outward, not from outward to the core of my being, this is affecting me because of the infection. Hello, COVID. From the core of your being outward, you, me, we send bursts of light down to the three-dimensional earth, yet moving higher if we go deeper into the fire before the fire goes deeper into us, leaving us without a clue of what to do. Hello, Donna. To gain peace, or P-I-E-C-E, to gain this peace, or this peace that I speak of, you must remove all the distortions of light within you. Now is the time, yesterday. Humility and service is the church of God. When you see that which binds all things together, you experience the divinity Scripture only talks about. Here's your key to liberation. I have it. I do. I'm happy that I have it. Because at first I have it for me, my son, and then you. And if you have a key for me, throw it my way. And it feels like this. I'm joyful. Simply for the sake of being joyful. I'm happy. Simply for the sake of being happy, blissful, so forth and so on. As above, so below, on forever it will go. You can't change that. There's no way you can change it. No matter how much you muster, how much you effort, trial by fire to acquire that which is hard, you can't do anything about it. What you can do is choose to align with that which is the greatest potential of yourself to get exactly what brings you into the joy, which is evidence of the presence of God. There is no other way. I understand it can be tough to be joyful, peaceful, blissful, fanciful as we look out. Look out. Because what I'm telling you, they're going to sell you a lot of stuff. When you start investing deeper upon deeper levels of emotion into a turbulent ocean, you will find yourself tossing about like a ship. Mayday, 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 mayday. And I got my hand over my face because it looks like a mask. You can't mask this problem. You can try. But you will not breathe in God's precious oxygen as you mask this problem, or mask this problem to be something other than it is, so that we can actually look at it honestly. This is clarity. This is an orb or a photon of God, metaphorically and or literally. In other words, God is clear. Is God not the most absolute clear state of being? Well, of course it is. So this represents this image of God that is pure. That which is pure. There's nothing in the way. We are in the way. What we know as us is in the way. Make me a channel of your peace. You have to monitor yourself so ongoingly that after 21 days, by default, you get out of being at fault, but one taking responsibility, having the ability to respond. I understand you get piss and vinegar mad. I get piss and vinegar mad. But when I'm done with being piss and vinegar mad, I like vinegar. I'll drink some pickle juice in a second. But I only want a couple of gulps, then I'm done. I don't sit here and just down pickle juice jar after pickle juice jar. I get my share of it, and then I put it aside. And I create probiotics. Pickle juice is known to have probiotics. Likewise, metaphorically, when I drink my spiritual pickle juice, I take in my probiotics. I have enough good bacteria in my gut, because we can follow Spirit's guidance, or being focused in the fear and pain in the gut. So we need to administer some probiotics, which helps the digestive tract, the digestive system. That which we intake, we can output more fluently, more congruently in every aspect of our life. Shit to get off the pot, or life will turn to shit really quick. Or you can have the perfect stool, or the perfect stool to sit on. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? How all those things just applied. It just came out of me. Comes out of you. As above, so below, on forever it will go. So all these likenesses, that's called the divine language. All these plays of words that I just fabricated. The key that is required of you and for me is, when you look out, tomorrow it's going to get worse. Next week is going to get worse. Next month it's going to get worse. And when I say worse, I don't mean worse as in bad. I mean worse as in what we call bad. A diamond in a peanut butter jar is still a diamond. Still beautiful. Still radiant. The world right now is quagmired in peanut butter. And people are eating at it and eating themselves away. Eventually we're going to get to the diamond. I'm at the diamond. I got some Brillo pads. I got some magic erasers. I've been licking that diamond clean. See what I mean? It's there for all of us to glean something more powerful. It's not hard. If you're trying too hard, you're missing it consistently. So what do? You don't do anything at all. Nothing. You just watch. And in the looking, seek and ye shall find, will set you nicely, exactly on the path to the garden of forever. It's forever been that way. Let the love of God fall upon you. It's always been that way. Time to celebrate who you are. You are perfect in every way. There is no other way. When you listen to this music, you hear the drums, the hand drums. It's lovely, isn't it? Listen to the hand drums. It's quite lovely. Keep listening while I check everybody. It's quite delicious, isn't it? It's firing off the senses. At least this one. That is seeing. That's not hearing. It is hearing, but it's still seeing. It's taking in information. It's a way of seeing things. So as beautiful as that is, as it massages your heart, the same way that what's happening in the world is a sound, definitely a lot of visual, and definitely a lot of noise. I thought Def Leppard and AC/DC was beautiful sound. My mother called it noise. So who is right, my mother or me? Likewise, in the same way, when we simply step back, I'm telling you, there is no other way. I don't have to prove it to you. You prove it to yourself. We prove it to ourselves every day when the world takes control of our mind, that now is beginning to take control of my emotions and the vax that they're trying to push. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You will see an instant American militia. It's not going to happen. But that is the intention and the agenda. But when you step back, you can be most effective and have the greatest contribution by simply being peaceful and not being pulled into the nonsense. It's going to affect you. Expect that. Suspect that. But catch yourself. It's got my human attention, which it actually deserves because you are human. Now, what? In the now what, you become the anchor for a new possibility. You are the meek if you choose it. You are the meek if you seek it. The meek. That which will remain after all has been burnt away, trial by fire. Here's the ticket. Let the world move you. But not so much so that you lose unconsciousness of emotional control. Don't sell your soul for the horse shit. It comes in many guises. And it will disguise itself individually and cater to everyone individually, however it needs to pull your heart out of your chest. Do your very best to see what I'm telling you. Only the innocent can cross into the garden. You're already innocent. So does that mean I'm crossing into the garden? You're already in the garden because you're already innocent. So that means I'm going to cross into the garden. It means that in your innocence and your divine self, you're already planted there because you cannot be here if you're not there. What it means, if you're trying to return consciously to it, you have to become, like I said earlier, guilt-free. You have to become innocent. In your used to be shamefulness, blamefulness, gamefulness, that you return your spirituality back to its innocent, natural, wild state. Not state of confusion, but state of infusion. In. Fusing with that which is infinitely in me. That which lives in all of us creates worlds and universes. Now what? So does it mean that we all as a world need to unite? Of course it means that. Can you be the Messiah yourself? Well, Keith, that sounds like I have a Messiah complex. Goddamn right it does. I hope you have a Messiah complex. That you are so understanding of the complexity that is in you, it requires you to be a Messiah or part of the Messiahship to ever understand it. To stand under something that means something so important, something so beautiful, so powerful. Your declaration to want to be that is the salvation and the exaltation not only of yourself, but of the world. There is no other way. So what you are being asked of is to move above the noise. It will affect you as it should. That's your humanity. But as your divinity, you need to bring this to another level of being, not doing, being. You're not a human doing, you're a human being. Human means Hu, God. The word for God in the Ekankar experience is Hu, man of the earth, Hu man. Hu man. Jesus was crucified as Hu, heaven coming down, on man, earth. And look where those two planes intersect as he made himself vulnerable in the passion, his passion of the Christ, his vulnerability, his humility, his sincerity. It's right there. You got to live right there. Otherwise, this trial by fire will burn you. You will be burnt. It's a trial. You're being tested. It's a sample trial. Go to court. You're on trial. A trial period. Would you like to try our product for a trial period? 30-day money back guarantee. No obligation. Would you like to try this? Trial period. This is a trial period. Do you understand? One more pause. Going to be right back. I'm going to close out the show. I get the feeling I'm going to go into vessel. Yanava. 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 Who you are at your infinite self. You are loved beyond measure. I will see you shortly. How about some angel of love? We all need an angel of love. Here's one for you. Imagine if you had the epitome of an angel of love visit you in this moment, in the world's knuckleheaded nonsense that would take you so far into yourself that you could see everything that's happening in the world as a beautiful unfoldment. What would your angel of love be like? Feminine, masculine, Michael, feminine, a cherub, your grandmother who's deceased, a beautiful experience on the island with your favorite deity, your grandmother, someone who's deceased, on your favorite island, eating your favorite food. How would that look for you? That is so powerful, compassionate, and ever effulgent and ever giving. It says you can have exactly what you want. Angel of love, will you always be with me so I can let go? Reveal to me the beauty of your soul. I turned away, her light was so blinding. The energy of her love, she said goodbye and turned into a miraculous dove. Check it out. See you shortly.
She turned to me and told me life was not too easy unless you can let go. I lay surprised at the simpleness of her soul. Wasting away in a sea of uncertainty. She had stayed with me for days. I needed love in so many different ways. And as I watched, she floated through the room. as I cried, she was there to dry them too. Hold me and don't let go. Hold me, never leave. Never leave. Angel of love, will you always be with me, so I can let go? Reveal to me the beauty of your soul. I turned away, her light was so blinding, the energy of her love. She said goodbye and turned into a dove. As I watched, she floated through the room. And as I cried, she was there to dry them too. Hold me and don't let go. Hold me, never leave. Hold me and don't let go. Hold me, never leave. Never leave. She turned to me, told me life was not too easy unless you can let go. Reveal to me the beauty of your soul.
Welcome back to Center of Light, Trial by Fire. Center of Light Phoenix. Center of Light Phoenix. Rising to a new occasion. It requires us all to rise to something else. I want to change the music again because I need to. If not, it's going to trigger something else. Give me one moment. I actually think I'm okay. So let me back it up. Center of Light Phoenix. Transformation, Trial by Fire. Hello, Chelsea. Do you understand what I've been sharing with you tonight about what needs to happen for you? This is all about you. Jesus was crucified for you. So now it's our turn to see how important that experience was for me now to become the prophecy of the heaven and earth as to why Jesus came here to be the staple, the plant of light for that very beginning. So now it's my turn to take responsibility, as my Lord did, who died for us, lived for us, So we have to be willing to die in order to be able to live. And as this old world, it's definitely dead, but dying. If you pry your fingers, if you keep your hands on that experience, you will go down with the ship. Be the captain of your own master ship. Keep yourself buoyant, poignant, on point. Be human. Feel it. They came from your mind. They. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just using that as a term. They. Whoever the they is. It's because we lost sight. And we allowed them to play with our mind. That's taking responsibility. But they came for your mind, and they got it. And now that they got it and got your attention, I did mention they're going to pull you further into the experience to get your emotions. Oh my God, this is so bad. Goddamn right it's so bad, so let's call it what it is right at the beginning. It's bad. It's bad, knuckleheaded, nonsense, evil, manipulative thing. Okay, now that we see that, do we stay in that? Or do we say, now what? I have many friends I talk with often about the daily events, how much I don't like them. But my rebuttal, my ongoing conversation is, okay, now what? This is why I think these people are doing that. Doesn't make me right, but what makes me right doesn't make me arrogant, which is I know how to find joy. Someone who is a professional dance teacher, they're not arrogant. They know how to teach dance. Someone who is a chef, a culinary chef, they're not arrogant in being a culinary chef. They know how to do this. And I've learned as a sous chef from the master cook himself and others of the like, what it requires to be in the cave of samadhi. The cave. This is the cave. And it takes the brave to go from slave to the cave of brave. To be in samadhi. Wanting God at all costs. God at all costs. What are you willing to lose? What are you willing to spend at all costs to achieve that which is everything beyond anything which is free, dumb liberation? Let me go inside. Good to see you. Blessings. My beautiful sister Kathy Boudreaux Rodri in her hand. Hello, Kathy. Kathy says, you're going to be a new uncle. Blessings to you girls and your family. And Mac. All right, let me go inside. I've been inside all night. This is not for showboat. It's just a way of describing me going from where I am to a place of where I truly want to be always. That should be the goal for all of us. I get it. You get it. We get it. It makes for great conversation. But what else is there to be got? When do we finally shit and get off the pot? The world is noisy. The beautiful world is noisy. And the beautiful people of the world are lost in the noise. It pulls at all of our heartstrings. I understand it. No amount. Oh my God. I know it's coming. I don't know it's coming, but I feel this packet of light. This package of encrypted information in this light as to why I know it's coming. The world is noisy. No amount of your pain and suffering, confusion, and being upset will ever change anything. No amount of you feeling pain, suffering, discord, this, that, and the other will ever heal and or change anything. So the question becomes, now what? Knowing that, I just threw something so staple to everyone, including myself. No amount of feeling bad can ever bring about anything good. Bad begets bad, good begets good. So obviously we have been drunk on the poison punch of the mind. They came for your mind and they got it. Now they want your emotions, and next they're coming for your body. I'm going inside. What the fuck? Keith, in his earlier days, was wanting to become a Catholic priest, and he's guffawing at this thing as to why this is even being talked about. He wanted to become a Catholic priest. Beautiful idea. Was not designated, but it was part of a path or a stepping stone for him to realize that he wanted divinity. He wanted God itself. But he experienced many trials by fire all along the way. Sometimes he got a blister, but he did not get mortally burnt. That should be very important to all of you, not about Keith, but about the example of this vessel to all of you, so that you can become the vessel yourself to see this analogously, yet sensually, sexually, seriously, intuitively, as it need be, which is, again, has been mentioned all night, this simple reflection. You are that for others in many different ways. Don't let the outside world reflect to you what you are not, as you buy into more of the monkey mind, which brings you emotional gamut. Damn it, it will require you your life. And I don't mean the one that you should sacrifice consciously. I'm talking about the one that you're scared to death of dying from. You can choose to die so that the divine may live, or you can choose to die so that when you do die, that you hope the divine sprouts within you. And this is all on your menu, your divine spiritual menu, and you choose as you look. And the waitress or the waiter, the one that serves, comes to you and says, are you ready to order? Are you living in chaos, or are you living in order? How does your food taste? Do you leave a tip? What is coming soon for all of you is big. Be honest with yourself. When you heard, did you hear or did you hear? What is coming for you is big. Did you say, oh my God, that sounds doominous and groominous, or did it sound luminous and bluminous? Which one? You don't have to pose it here in the forum. How did it feel to you? What did you lean into? Perfect. Exactly. There's your gauge. There's your barometer. Did you hear, oh my God, horrible things are coming? Then guess what? Because you're not yet clear, you are correct. If you are clear, you are correct. If you're open to possibility when things could be dark, then you are correct. Correctly, you all navigate consciously or unconsciously. What is coming is beyond anything you've ever become before. As you drift towards the peaceful shore, it can either be a one of ease or one of a hell of a chore. From now to whenever, all the way back to the days of war, it's a circle. Before closing, but yet opening up another possibility within you, What is coming is beyond what you ever thought possible. How other way could/should it be? It's always about expanding. It's not going to come into a form of your understanding. It's going to come to you so that you can stand under something, being so solid with your divine congruent parent, being that, with it so much so you understand who walks beside you, that you get moved as you humanly should. Then you go back to, if you would, to that magical space. I don't like it, and it's okay not to like it, but I love myself. To the level you love yourself, as the vessel has stated, is to the level you love God. To the level you love yourself is to the level you will experience your Maker, God's love for you. There is no other way. There is nothing else. That being said, you will always have to lie and make the bed that you have created for yourself. Can you be so silent within yourself that as the world tries to move and or manipulate you, that you stay so planted as Peter the rock and be so in a space of being docked, still, be still and know who I am, that you actually know who you are? Can you be so still within yourself that you know who I am, that you know who you are? When you do, you become the rock star. The world is about to get really noisy. You think it's crazy now? You're about to experience your own bipolarness, your own bisolarness. Light, dark, bright spark, bright spark. Spirit actually recognizes each and every one of you, sends you a nugget or a packet of light. It is there, regardless if you recognize it or not. Seeds are being planted. At least if you can't see it, do not take this offering for granted. It is there for you, just to be simply willing. How easy is that? The journey up the mountain is not a journey whatsoever. The journey up the mountain is the faith seed that will move the mountains. So you really don't go anywhere except back to here. Where you're trying to get to is here. Where you are trying to get to is here. Where you are trying to get to is here. And if you don't hear what Spirit is offering you now about all that is happening around you, your world will get exponentially noisy. From Miami to Los Angeles to Boise, Idaho, either way, you will know where you stand. All day long, I've been feeling this pressing upon my spirit in a beautiful way, this urgency kind of way to say, heads up, it's coming. Just when you think the Rona was enough, rioting and looting shows up. And just when you think that is enough, there is another tier that we can graduate to. But for those who continue to shed tears about this world that is already dead, and people are making choices left, right, in, out, dark, light, they're making choices. There's nothing you can do about the people making choices. But what you can do is to influence them by making your final choice, to be steadfast into the light. And I'm telling you, they came for your mind and they got your mind. As to why the world right now has got you emotionally invested. Well, Keith, I'm pretty solid. Congratulations. Because something else is coming. And it's not negative, it's fact. And the fact is, the universe and truth is always trying to bust your fucking balls and crack your skull open to bring you into further expansion, into the mansion of forever. If you're living in a rent house, which I have been for years, and you're trying to get into the kingdom of forever, which is the spiritual mansion, we got to have the mentality of moving into a greater capacity of consciousness, which always represents home, represents house. Things are coming soon, very, very soon. And people are also equally and more powerfully devoting their lives to change. Police officers, firemen, you, me, people are recognizing the nonsense. The evil is devouring itself. The evil is living its own trial by fire. Trial, court, law. You go to trial to be tried. Trial, hey, here's a new product. Would you like to try it for 2 weeks? It's a trial. Have you tried the new software trial? You try it. You sample it. Right now you are sampling simply in this trial of fire, trial by law, divine law. You are truly on trial. I am truly on trial. We as humanity are truly on trial. And guess what? No one is judging anything except ourselves. But we're also on trial because we're trying this new sample. 2-week free trial. No subscription necessary. How do you see it? Andrea says it's a backfire. It's, what do you call that? Backdraft. It's a backdraft. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Hello, Lacey Chapman. It's been forever. And my sister Kathy says my younger sister is a pregnante. She gonna have a baby, y'all. Chelsea says you walked with Jesus, Keith. You're channeling John. Chelsea. I don't know if you know this. I'm assuming you don't. But I want to validate something to you. I don't share this. I don't. Because it's difficult for me. Because I have a responsibility about my work. I'm going to take a very small pause to use the restroom. Chelsea, I want to share and validate to you because you just validated me about something that has been in my heart for years. I've already accepted it, but yet out of nowhere this comes up again. I'm going to be right back. Matter of a couple of moments. I need to use a little boy's room. I need to go trial by fire. How about some more Andrea Forsh? I don't know how to pronounce this again. Ish. I call it Ish-Q. Ish. And it's in Q. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Center of Light. I'm going to exit here shortly. I'm going to hang out with my son and my beautiful little kitty cat. Chelsea asked the question or makes a statement. This is not about me. I know who I am. I don't talk about this because it's awkward. But I accept your question. I asked Chelsea, how does she know that? What prompted her to say that? I fought this for many years. In my book, The Divine Principle, will depict and share and tell you of this fight. Andrea said it's called Ishke, not Ishke, Ishke. Oh, by the way, beautiful. I love the Virgin Mary image I put to your beautiful song. Chelsea says, you walked with Jesus, Keith. You're channeling John. It's crazy. How does she know that? Spirit is telling me that. God is so good. We serve a limitless God. Most people see me doing this. My book, The Divine Principle, is so about Jesus. It states that he is on the earth right now when it was vesseled in 1996. I am all about the return of not only Christ consciousness, Jesus, the personality. And she says, I'm channeling John. Chelsea, that's exactly who I am. He told me so and already knew it. That is the fight I had in 1996. And then he validated that by telling me, yes, it's true. So the point of this is not about me, it's about us. That we are in this state. What I am here to do is become the bridge, which my new book is titled Homecoming, Crossing the Bridge to the Soul. I am here as a bridge to bring about the birth of the Christ, not only within everyone, as an ambassador for the office of the Christ, but I am John. I am the reincarnation of John, to bring about the announcement of the birth of the one we knew as the personality of Jesus, the Christ. Yah, John. John is the greatest, most popular name in the universe. John the Divine. I have some energy in that, but obviously I have a lot of it because my work now is all about John the Divine and Revelation. And so revealing this revelation to you, which I don't ever do, it makes me squirm. I need to take responsibility, but I don't like the responsibility of it. John, Yah, the heart, God, Yah, John, Juan. It's all the same word. It's the same primordial energy of the universe, John. The one that has, quote, separated from the source to bring about the source, of course, to everyone else who has separated as well. That is my mission. That is my job. That is my life. That is exactly who I am. I am the Baptist. I'm baptizing people into this new way of fire. Jesus did say himself, before you were baptized by water, now I come by and I will baptize you by light. And I will tell you this, my past incarnation memories of being that, not only was the head of John beheaded, not only was John beheaded, he was also amputated at his arms and his feet. They were cut off, simply cut off. I'm amazed that you picked up on that. Not as in disbelief, but a validation for me. That makes me feel anchored a little more within myself about why I'm here and what I'm doing. Just like, why are you here? What are you doing? You were Jesus, you were John, you were Buddha, you were Krishna, you were Hitler, you are George Soros. These are what you are. That's why we can't take this world so personally. It just so happens for me, that is one of my most recent incarnations. Yours, being that, other this, maybe yet to come. Or maybe it was so long ago. People think reincarnation means something recent past. It could be very far future because the soul is everything and everywhere. It's infinite. It just so happens to be in my most recent proximity magnetic field. Jesus is on the earth. Not Christ. Christ has never left. Christ has never left the earth. Christ is the earth. That is the Christ. You and me are the Christ. The Lord is not a man. The Lord is not a man. The Lord is not Jesus. The Lord is not a man. That's not what the Lord is. The Lord takes form as man so we can understand how divine, the divinity, learns, walks, talks, acts, and behaves. That's not what the Lord is. The Lord is the Lord. It's the energy of the all of everything that means anything. Forever. That's the Lord. It's here. But, and it's never left, Jesus, the personality, the one that became the Christ, the Buddha became the Buddha, the Krishna became the Krishna, the grandmother became the beautiful lady, and your grandfather became the most, everything. All that beautiful stuff is beautiful stuff. And you cannot separate beautiful stuff from beautiful stuff. You can't do it. You just simply can't do it. But Chelsea, thank you for validating me, giving me a reading. I know who I am. Beyond that incarnation, I know who I am from soul to bones. I'm asking you to explore as I implore you to find out who you are at your essence. And when you do, you will find out that you're beyond the John, or you're beyond the Jesus, or beyond this and beyond that. You will understand that you are the everything that can be anything at all. If only we all hear the call. I heard the call. I'm still listening. I am so still listening. It's all glistening. It wants you. It's calling you. Your beliefs about what you think is right is not enough. You have to want more, because there is always something else. Is there not? Just when you think you know everything, ask yourself, could there possibly be more? And of course you would say, of course there is. That's called the land of forever. You are loved beyond measure. Peace, love, and be good to yourself. You will never know the love of God until you love yourself. You will never know the love of God until you love yourself.